What up, fellow comic heads? It is I, Comic Head 84, coming at you with a CGC unboxing. A CGC double unboxing. Because I got one and two. And they're pretty sweet books. And one of these books is a book that was on my want list, my 2019 want list, if you caught that video. So we'll get to that momentarily. And by the way, for those of you that joined me live, I jumped on, and that might be my approach for some of this stuff is, you know, follow me or subscribe, maybe notify yourself to my channel or something like that, because I've been doing live unboxings of the books, and then I'll make a proper video kind of going through and showing you guys and just keeping it brief. But I like the hang of, you know, opening it up and sharing the book with you guys and shooting the shit. But I don't want to post like an hour and a half long chat hangout session as an unboxing video, you know, because I know a lot of people like to get in and get out with these. So anyway, they're already open, so sorry about the clickbait, the unboxing clickbait, but this is more of an unveiling. And I wanted to talk to you guys about something, because I wanted to talk to you about how comic books helped me quit smoking cigarettes, or are helping me quit smoking cigarettes. Now, I've been a cigarette smoker for the past like 10 years, maybe a little over 10 years, and a pretty aggressive smoker too, like a pack and a half a day. I wouldn't usually get to like 2 packs a day, but sometimes I would on certain weekends. If I went out for the night or whatever, I might get through a couple packs a day. So that's a lot of smoking. And I kind of have like an addictive personality in that way. You know, years back I had to, because I'm basically a clean, sober lifestyle person, kind of out of necessity. I needed to do that, to clean that part up. So I do have kind of that addictive personality sometimes, and for the most part I've gotten that all under control, with some of the more like problematic, disruptive type of addictions from the past. But cigarettes has been this one that's been lingering for the past years, because, you know, your life's not gonna go off the rails or anything because you smoke cigarettes. It's just kind of like a bad habit. So I wanted to finally try to nip it in the bud. It just so happened to sync up with like New Year's resolution. I'm usually not into that because I feel like it's, you know, nothing wrong with it. If you're trying to make positive steps in your life, doesn't matter what time of year you do it. But sometimes I feel like people just go through the motions on shit like that in New Year's, and it's not really a good, genuine effort. So it happened to work out that way. Towards the end of December is when I decided I want to try to quit cigarettes. And I tried a couple times in the past unsuccessfully. And I decided to try and pit my two kind of unreasonable addictions against each other. My habit for cigarettes and my habit for comic book collecting. So I said, let me try this approach, because quitting for the health benefits and the fact that I'm going to, you know, maybe not be shaving years off my life and stuff, obviously that's all good and well and probably one of the most important reasons, but it's just not real enough for me. It's not tangible enough. That's down the road, who knows, whatever. The fact that I smell like cigarettes all the time, which I would be self-conscious about, but I never really smelt it. because you get acclimated to it, and I don't realize that my car, my clothes, and stuff smells like cigarettes. So that wasn't really doing it. But the money, the financial effect of cigarettes, that's a language that I can clearly understand, because get this, I'm in Massachusetts, so a pack of cigarettes is like $10. And at the rate that I was smoking, I was dropping somewhere between $100 and $125 a week on cigarettes, which is a lot of money. And I'm like, you know what? A week's worth of cigarette smoking could get me like a CGC comic, like a Key comic, like $100 book. There's some great books you can get for $100. So I said, you know what? For the first month, to help me avoid the cigarettes, is at the end of each successful week of no smoking, I'm going to treat myself to some comics. $150 worth of comic books as a little reward system for myself for not smoking, because man, it's money that I would have been spending on cigarettes anyway. So it's been working out. It's like 2.5 weeks right now. I'm not using the patch anymore either. In the beginning I was using a patch. I'm not on the patch. I haven't had a single cigarette, and it's cool looking forward to treating myself to a book that I normally wouldn't, and it's helping me stay off the cigarettes. So, okay, that's it. Just wanted to share that with you guys. If any of you guys are struggling with cigarette smoking, try that out, because it's been successful for me. Like I said, it's been 10 years, and I've pretty comfortably been not smoking. Here's book number 1, guys. Like I said, I already opened it. Boom. Let's unwrap it. This is not the... I don't think so. Oh. This is the want list book. This is the book that I had on my want list. It came from Canada. It wasn't packaged as well as I would have hoped with it coming from Canada. But this one took a little while to arrive. And it is a Silver Age book, graded 7.5, and it is Detective Comics. Detective Comics 363. Bang. 7.5 grade. The second appearance of Batgirl. Awesome book. This one was on my want list for a couple of reasons, because I don't really own any Silver Age Batman, so I needed to correct that. And Batman books can be expensive, so I was trying to go through. I do like to try to get key books when I can, so this being the second Batgirl appearance, I thought was pretty cool. That's fairly notable. I don't feel that strongly about Batgirl or Barbara Gordon that I think I'm going to make a run for her first appearance. For me, it's not necessarily worth the, not something I'd probably invest into like that. But this one I would. Second appearance of Batgirl, and it has awesome dialogue on the cover. We have Batman saying, "Take off your blindfold, Batgirl. You're about to see my unmasked face." And there's Robin for the win. Batman, don't. Her and yours, her life and yours, won't be worth a plugged nickel if the underworld knows that information. I love it. Robin, the voice of reason. Your life won't be worth a plugged nickel, Batman, if you start exposing your... And by the way, if this is her second appearance, Batgirl, then come on, Bruce. You're exposing... So she couldn't have been in the comics that much if that's her second appearance. 2 issues in, you're already exposing your secret identity? Come on, Batman. So, boom, there we go. That's CGC book number 1. See, CGC book number 2 was packaged very interestingly. It was in this box, in this paper. There's no bubble wrap. There's no anything but this. So he basically, this person packaged this like a steak or something, because he just basically wrapped the book in butcher's paper. So my boy, you know, I thought it was a comic slab, not a slab of beef. Boom. Alright, this next one wasn't on my want list, but really it was on my soul's want list. I'm so happy to have this book. I hate to say that, getting this book, even though it wasn't on my want list, I was actually more excited to open this one up. And this is the one I've kind of been gawking over since it arrived. Over that one. I just am so happy to have Watchmen number 1 at a 9.6. Great book, man. This book really changed the game for me as a young reader. You know, I had my childhood collecting and stuff like that, but I stepped away from comics for a while, and then as a young adult, there was a job that I had that would allow me to read, you know, during downtime, and that's when I started getting back into reading comics in my late teens, early 20s, and I started picking up graphic novels, and I picked up Watchmen, and it just changed the game for me. It reminded me why I loved comics, and it made it clear to me that the medium of comic books is not just, hey, let me go see a little superhero caper, and it's just a little adventure book. Like, Watchmen just reminded me, or showed me as a young adult, that this is an impressive medium. There's a comic book medium that there are things you can do in comics that you can't do in any other medium. You can't do it in animation, movies, what have you. Comics is its own thing, and I feel like it doesn't get enough respect for that. You know, it's literally the combination between art. Everyone loves art, right? Paintings, drawings, and literature. You're mashing up literature and art. And Watchmen is a good personification of that. Quality literature plus quality art equals Watchmen. So, bang, I got it for a pretty good deal. 9.6. I'll tell you what I paid for it. I won this book on eBay for $119, which is pretty well under like GPA and fair market value. So I was happy to grab this book. I am hoping that, first, I'm just so happy to have it, and I guess I would like to have a 9.8, but I feel like the only way I would get a 9.8 is if the HBO TV show that comes out really explodes the way I think it's going to. I mean, HBO and Watchmen, that's on like a whole nother level. We're not talking CW. When we get these announcements, oh, news alert, you know, the Blue Beetle, Jamie Reyes might show up on a CW show, or watch out for this DC Universe app, first appearance of the Blue Devil, and Batwoman's getting a CW show. Alright, cool. We're not talking CW. We're not talking Sci-Fi Network, DC apps, Netflix. HBO is the creme de la creme, the benchmark of television. Even though we're in a high level like time of TV right now, HBO is still the top tier. So that's a big deal if you think about it. To have a comic book property on HBO is pretty meaningful, and I'll be interested to see how it plays out. Granted, it won't be the events of this comic book, from what I understand. It's the aftermath, but I don't know. I just can't wait to see it. Damon Lindelof is involved, so that's good news to me. Lost fans unite. My boy behind Lost, Leftovers, which I heard is good. So we'll see. I'm sure John's Comics with Kids and Fire Guy Ryan are looking forward to this Watchmen show, because I know they're big Lost fans. And just a quick side note, how awesome is it? This community is so awesome. How awesome is it that I couldn't believe it. I'm like, following guys' comic channels and stuff, and they're like, hey, we're going to do a Lost, top 5 Lost episodes. I'm like, yo. It reminds me of, like, Step Brothers, that movie Step Brothers, when they, like, they're kind of enemies at first, and then I forget what it is that bonds them, but they're like, did we just become best friends? Yeah. High five. It was like, holy shit, did you just say you're going to do a top 5 Lost? And are you wearing a Desmond is my constant shirt? Dude, this community's awesome. I'm very much looking forward to that episode. My vote might be for the Constant. I really love that episode, by the way. But it's been a long time. There's so many episodes. Watchmen. Let's get back to Watchmen. 9.6. Very happy to have this book. Video's running a little long, 16 minutes. Let me get out of your hair. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for stopping by. And I'll keep you posted on my next cool purchase. Alright, guys. Thank you. Peace.